Please give a warm welcome to writer-directors Mailys, Vallade, and Liane-Cho. And the interpreter, Helene Renaud. Welcome. Thank you for what a beautiful, beautiful film. And I want to start by asking, I found so striking that there were no outlines in the characters. Can you tell us about that beautiful choice?
Yes, we worked with this style since many years. For myself, I work with this style with outlines since my student films, and I really appreciate that because we have no frontier between the character and the foreground with the background. And the work with light on the characters can be mixed with the environment. And also, I think it's for a very sensitive way to connect with the shape. Yes, this work of clay rendering or gouache rendering, like post-impressionist, I think, yes, it's a way that we love to work with, to create simplicity, but sensitivity in this simplicity. Yes, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course, like Mailys said, we worked very closely with his director called Rémi Chaillet on his two first movies, Long Way North and Calamity. And with Mailys, we love to draw the characters from the inside, like what the sculpture would do, And but also there is also an economical reason for that, because we have developed this pipeline of since 12 years actually, and of course it's nice to reuse this pipeline and optimize it depending on the kind of a project we wanted to do, and also to work with the same team, this artistic family that we know each other and work with for 12 years. So they know the pipeline, they know everything, so it was much more also efficient.
Go ahead.
Yes, I just want to talk about our artistic director, Eddie Noel, who made so many documentation about the environment we had in the movie to represent the Japan, the Kansai region in the Japan. And we really want to have this rendering of naive, illustrative sensation, because we are in the gaze of this young child, and we really want to express euphoria of little tiny touch shapes and with acid colors, and when she will discover that the things are not exactly the things they are, this will evolve, yes, through the movie. Evolve, yes. Yeah. Sorry, my English is a little...
Tu parles bien.
Thank you.
You mentioned about colors, and I noticed that the colors evolve through the seasons, and her character also changes with the colors. Can you tell us about that trajectory?
Yes, in the beginning, we have this little girl who just appeared in the world, and very strange sensation when you have the bubble, and when she will come in life in the first time and second time with chocolate, and everything will be clear and very expressive when she will be aligned with this
aligned
with her capacity of moving and with the pleasure. When she discovers the pleasure, we really want to have all these colors and yes, the continuity when she began to ask philosophical question, and have a new sensation when she has the first ground, quand elle se noie.
The person that she drowns.
Drowning,
Yes,
When she drowns.
yes, the light and the impression will be more dramatic and just follow her mind at this point, and all the characteristic of the environment at this time contribute to her feeling and to upgrade the sensation of what she going through, and until the end when the autumn, the fall.
The fall.
Autumn,
yes.
yes.
Fall. Yeah.
Just come with the disillusion when she understands that she will go away from Japan and she lose her nanny Nishio-san, and yes, I think
it was very important for us for this
Very
movie,
narrative.
since we are through the gaze of this little girl, that those colors really follow closely her perception, her emotion through her journey, actually. And also there was this fantastic idea from our art director, Edine, to have like a specific color for each character, like green for Amélie, for example, or yellow for Nishio-san, purple for Kashima-san, and the parents and siblings have their own color. And at some point when she gets lost in her mind, at the end of the movie, all those colors are mixed. Actually, they are not, like they have all different colors to make her feel like she's disoriented or something like that, yeah.
I think you've answered this question already, but I'm going to ask it anyway. The camera is in the level of La Petite Amélie. And tell us about that approach, and was it challenging to carry the whole film through the point of view of her eye level?
Yes, it was a very big choice to do, because in the beginning we had several ways to adapt this movie and to give a point of view. And the first big question, I think, was, has she some power, or are we in her perception? And it's really different when you write a story, if yes, she had something to, but no, we are in her perception, and we have also this voiceover who help us to structure all the narrative on the movie. And I think, attends, c'était quoi la question?
La caméra.
La caméra, est-ce que
Yes.
c'était difficile d'avoir
And finally, yes, our conclusion was to place this camera around her, but always with her, in her point of view. And we made the house, the Japanese house, the traditional Japanese house in 3D, to the very beginning for the storyboarders, to have this point of view of little child, and to be in a real focal sensation. Yes, to have a very just, precise place, precise point of view, precise perspective. Sorry. Yeah. And yes, because we used also focus, autofocus, and some blur situation to be very close with the characters, to upgrade this sensation of intimate scenes.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, I mean, we with Mailys, we know each other for like 15 years, and our first movie we worked together was The Little Prince from Marcos Born. And already at that time, we realized that we love this way of placing the camera, to be with the character, to be to feel as much as possible. So we have more empathy for the character. We always prefer to prioritize the emotion than the instead of impress. You see, and it stays. This attitude stay with us for all the movie we work together, and also in Amélie, and much more for Amélie because we need to to be really close to her. And compared to the previous movies we worked before, like with Rémi, like Mailys said, we use a lot of this focus out of focus, those macro shots, to really to have the camera very, very close to her. Yeah.
I was blown. I was just so fascinated watching the film and how you play with time, where. It at first is impressionistic, and then it speeds up when the parents are around. You know, was I making that up? The fact that you guys were playing with time.
C'était un peu impressionniste la majorité du temps, mais que ça s'accélérait quand il y avait les parents, par exemple. Ils pensent que vous avez joué avec le temps. Je te demande si c'est vraiment ça.
Yes, it's really exactly that. It was a big challenge to give a sensation of nostalgia in all the scenes of the movie, and we have a long process of writing and rewriting, and finally we made 50 sequence of the film by thematics, not by geographical place, but with this intention to stretch time in each of these sequences and to find a particular rhythm between the scenes in each place and each theme have their own sensitivity of rhythm and a particular instrument of music with very symbolic choice per scene and for characters, and we had really with the editing this intention to stretch the time when we had a very stressful situation or joy situation, or maybe slow down the I don't know the rhythm to. Yes, it was really clear to be on some very specific music part-time on image, I think, to be very... sorry, not easy to say.
But and we are adapting a book. It's actually a very small book. You can read it in 3-4 hours, but there's so many things in that book, so rich, and we have to remove a lot of things, actually. And it's true, it was a big challenge to be sure that it was, like it could work in a 70 minutes movie. So we had to make some big choice. I almost feel like, because I think there's 6 months actually of time, approximately, and it feels like almost like a day almost, because we have this challenge, as Mailys said, to compress as well. Sometimes compress, sometimes stretch, but to be sure that. We can.
And in the beginning, we have 86 minutes of movie, and we must cut 20 minutes in it to finish the film because we had the budget to do that. So it was pretty challenging to, compress a lot. But it was for the best because we are going on the point. More easily.
You mentioned the beach sequence, the return from the beach sequence, which is my favorite movie, part of the movie where the jar sequence, and it becomes very allegorical. It becomes like a metaphor, the opening of the jar. Can you tell us about writing that sequence and animating that particular sequence?
Yes, we made many art choice, and we cut many things from the book. It's a tiny book, but we really need to concentrate on one thing. It was the relation between Nishio-san and Amélie. And when we stretch this elastic to
This
the
rubber band.
this rubber band to the ultimate climax moment of their relationships, we were also around the thematic of the death, and we really need to have this moment in between them, with the ultimate connection of what Amélie can offer to Nishio-san when she go to the sea, and without her dear Nishio-san with her. And yes, it was this remember of her family was the best idea we could, with the imagination part of what a little child can do when she play at this age, and just play with invisible things.
Invisible things, yes.
Yes, and that she can keep and give to Nishio-san, was really to symbolize this moment of the climax of this relation, just between all the things will be break just next. I think.
And it's true that actually this moment is not in the book. Actually,
You said it's not in the book?
It's not in the book, yeah.
Okay.
And it was in the process of brainstorming, and I believe it's one of our background supervisor who, they were doing some brainstorming, like some concept key art, and they had to remember some, some souvenir memories from when they were a child. Everyone has to throw a moment of their childhood that they remembered, and she had this idea of why not this. Like to catch invisible stuff with this jar, and then at some point all the souvenir, all the memories comes out. When Amélie offers to the jar to Nishio-san. So it was really one of the brainstorm moment, because there was this jar. There's also the spinning top as well, and all the
the sign on the glass.
Yeah, when
too.
she draw,
it's really about the point of view of a child, and how she can manage with the thing when she are in her l'errance, wander.
When she's wandering
when
around.
she's wandering, we really follow all what she can see, and view a thing and another thing, and many ideas just emerge from her perception when she is in her wander. And I think all the movie is structured by this le cheminement,
Her pathways.
her pathways.
Yeah, and we were very happy because on the previous movies we worked on, we didn't do any blurry, transparent effects, and for this sequence, since it's about memory, the past, nostalgia about Nishio-san's childhood, so we put like a lot of this blurry, texturized moment. We are very happy about the result. It was
It's a beautiful sequence. I noticed that the characters that are French, that are from Belgium, move and are drawn in a particular way in contrast with the Japanese characters. There's a different approach, the posture, etc. There's a contrast between the two. Can you tell us about animating the two different worlds?
Yes, it's an important subject, because we really want to be, very, attentionné.
Attention to detail.
Yeah, attention to detail, to respect this difference, because it's we have also two characters, two Japanese characters, very different too. A young one and one who managed with many most traditional things. So yes, it was to have these postures and confidence who will seduce also little Amélie, and just show the grace, to see the grace of Nishio-san and how she can manage with the things. I think it was Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, we wanted to have this contrast. Like, for example, Kashima-san, she's from an aristocratic family. You see, like, very traditional with her kimono. And we told the animators that she has to move as less as possible, like always very straight and very minimalistic, compared to, of course, Nishio-san, which has a much warmer, personality. You see, but still, very gentle as well. For example, the way she approached Amélie in the library with the books, instead of going into a confrontation, because it's Amélie with this earthquake, but in her mind, but actually who put all the books on the floor, that she has a different approach. Instead of tell her, no, you shouldn't do that, why, and like, for example, to use a book to, attract her attention. And then after that, after telling this story about this yokai, then convince her to actually put the books back in the library. See, it's almost an interesting strategy to make the Amélie listen. Yeah.
Yes, it's really the character of empathy. Nishio-san, she really shows a way how to connect with things without angry situation.
Yeah.
You mentioned how short the original novel is, and your film is very compact, but there's so many themes in it. You deal with death, you deal with transience, you deal with cultural differences. And a young kid growing up as well. Can you tell us about navigating all the different rich themes in the film?
Yes, it's a big balance. It was also a big balance for the target when we build the writing of the movie, because it's for, yes, grown-ups, but also for children. And the two layers must be a little separate, because we have very deft thing to tell to adult people, grown-up people, to grown-ups, and we need to give some very positive key to the young child,
yes.
Young children. So yes, it was a very comment dire, connect with the post-war situation and the scene in the kitchen when little Amélie is just asking to know how was the war, how was we really want to be very comment dire intérieur, je sais pas comment dire.
Interior?
Yes,
Interior.
interior, and very respectful of this storytelling. And yes, it was how we can manage with that. In the book, it's very harder. Like macabre, I think.
It's a bit more darker.
Yes,
a bit darker
more darker, and we need to find a way to how we can manage that with a child. And in all the movie it was like that, just to have this triangle situation between Kashima-san, Nishio-san, and Amélie, and Nishio-san and Kashima-san are two face of one piece. One is a good way to accept difficult things of life, and the other side is the closing situation when you don't accept what you are going through, and because you must manage with traumas and other. So we don't have the response of all of that, but we try to find a good balance in all the storytelling to be near la vérité,
near the truth,
and try to find justesse.
To find a just point of view, like a balance.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it was always yes.
It's true, yeah. Because overall, this movie is about acceptance, acceptance that everything is ephemeral, everything has an end. But despite all the challenges you can meet in life, life is worth living, and that we should be open to the world instead of being closed in ourselves, because we are too scared to suffer, or too angry to let it go. You see. So and of course, this very strong thing that Mailys said about empathy. It's also very important that how empathy, how a warm relationship, can elevate you as well, and all those through the naive eyes of this little Amélie. So it was a big challenge.
The movie just want to remain our wonder in childhood, and how love can break the frontier of culture. This movie takes place in Japan. It can be in many other places in the world. I think this story is not. Can be another too, but this situation, I think, can be similar everywhere. And yes.
Well, when you read the novel when you were young, right? Younger. What was it? What was it about the book that immediately told you this should be an animation?
But it's true that I read this book when I was 19, so it's been many years ago, and I just started my animation education, so I was like very green, you see, and I was not really a bookworm at all. I was more coming from pop culture, like Japanese animation, video games and stuff, But I immediately fell for that book. All those themes we just mentioned before are in this book. So I was really moved by this this character, this little girl, 2.5-year-old Belgian girl, Amélie, who believes she's God. And I think, to answer your question, when I read this moment on the beach, when she crossed the sea, and I think, because on the book, she walks on the water. She walks on top of the water. And for me, I was already at 19 seeing, no, she should open the water into, like Moses, you see. So I felt like, this book, one day, of course, it was a dream at that time, I didn't believe it would happen, like one day it would be nice to adapt it in an animation movie. Like only animation could work for this kind of book, yeah.
And I do know that in Japanese culture, the ages of 3, 5, and 7 are very important. They have a very strong value. Can you tell us about that? For the importance of her being 3.
Yeah, because it's true. It's a theme we didn't really talk in the movie, but in the book, it says that the Japanese consider the children until 3 like gods, until they are 3, and this movie is also about this transition that we don't know so much, the transition between like a small childhood to childhood. And I think with Mailys, we probably discover that when we have each other as our kids. Like it's not only Amélie who believes she's God. Every kid believes they are God. But of course, they are all unique, and Amélie is definitely very special. But we go, every one of us has been through this transition. Like we know a lot about childhood to teenager to adults to 14 crisis, and then pension, right? But this transition is not that well known in the cinema. Like this moment where you believe that you are in the center of the universe, and then understand through this transition called the terrible two, if you have kids, that no, we are actually part of the universe.
But yes, what is specific on this story, it's really the singularity of Amélie, and dealing with that was very huge challenge because she has very mature mind for age, and she asks herself so many difficult questions, philosophical difficult questions. I'm telling this story is a little Bible from the 0 to 3, and with a very great mind of this child and the specific gaze on the world. And yes, I think it was really on the voice. For example, it was so difficult to find a young actress who can play with this mature vocals and articulations and articulations. And we finally for the voice when she talk, voice in
the in character voice.
In character voice was the most challenging. We had for the French actress like 7 children who have working on to make all the laugh and cry and when she talks, it's Loïs Charpentier, our main actress, but. All around, we need to have other children to be really, precise on this impression of this young child, and in the writing too. Find the good balance for this voiceover was pretty challenging too.
And last question is, when I was watching the film, I forgot I was watching an animation film. It felt like I was watching a live action, film. Can you tell us about the influence of a live action on the way you made the film?
I think it's the biggest influence for us because we saw many live action movies, not animation movies specifically, but we are really based on observation. We really want to go to the base, to the basics, and just go around and to have a camera ourselves and just to see how we can see close to the gaze of our child and to see the crystalline and how we can manage with that, and also the nature and other things. We have connection with many movies in live action. Of course, live for me was Terrence Malick, The Kingdom of Heaven. It's about editing too, how we can have this rhythm and this sensation of life in this very specific place, the house in an intimate situation. How can we give a lot of life in this little place was challenging too, and yes, we have many live action movies who guide us in this way.
Inspiration.
Yeah. It's a great compliment you just gave us, honestly, because that's what we try to do since already in Rémi Chaillet's movie, already when we worked on it, to be sure that people forget that they're watching animation, they're watching a movie. Like a cinema movie, right? And I believe also, and of course, like Mailys said, all those influence we have, and of course we are influenced a lot by Japanese animation, which are very influenced by also live action movies as well. Yes. But at the end, we also because we are a low budget movie as well. It's a French or European movie, of course, So we don't have the budget to impress, to put a lot of effects or whatever, So, but let's say our strongest weapon is emotion, to be sure that when the characters are, being themselves, act, that it's as accurate as possible. With Mailys, sometimes we are a bit crazy, like, the eyebrow should be a bit more like this, because so we hit the right expression. Yeah.
Our goal was really the writing. Since 7 years ago, from the beginning, we use 5 years of these 7 years to analyze, writing, rewriting to arrive to the very precise words and writing. what was really specific on this movie, we write until the end of post-production, and we made some pickups with our little actress to just come back and get a new sentence for the last sentence of the movie, because the voiceover was so difficult to write. And yes, it's I made all the reference voices for animation. We must find technicals for the lip sync of the mouth on the characters. If we correct until the end some little words of dialogues and other, to be very, very, very precise all along and to be free to change little things in the end. And we made 14 months of production. So it was pretty fast, and because we know each other very well, it was easy for us, but difficult to do also. But yes, the really biggest thing was to have the depth and the precision in writing must be very, very clear in the script before.
Well, thank you so much for being here. It was delightful.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
And as we mentioned just before, we are, of course, a small independent movie compared to all those big studios movies. So if you like the movie, please don't hesitate to spread, to share it with other people you know, because I think our movie will be released in the US
November 6th.
Yeah, November 6th, so quite soon. So don't hesitate to spread the word. That's how we.
Spread the word, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.